Let's Resin have very kindly sent me out to try their axolotl mould. So really excited to try this one out today. And the lovely thing about the Let's Resin moulds is they put on them how much fluid ounces the mould takes. So this one takes 4.5 fluid ounces. So that's the mould, and they've also sent me out some of their epoxy resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin by volume, bubble free, crystal clear, self-leveling and mould friendly. So let's pop this out as well. So, oh, we've got other goodies in here, look. So we've got some stirry sticks, and we've got some, oh, these are handy, these little pots, lovely. And there's some, oh, we've got 4 mixing pots in there, and a pack of mica powders. Let's have a look, what colours have we got in here? We've got dark blue and watermelon red, bluish green, black, golden and dark purple. Lovely colours there. I'll be using those in a different make, and of course you get a lovely set of instructions that come with your resin, so that's really handy. And then we have the 2 parts of the resin, so part A and part B. So let's get this unpacked and then we can make a start on the axolotl. My plan for this today is to see if I can make a geode style axolotl, and I've got some silvery clear crushed glass, and I've got some blue crushed glass in there. I've mixed up a small amount of the Let's Resin resin and just popped a little bit into that container there. I'm just going to start just by adding a very small amount down into that belly, and then I'm going to add to that some of the crushed glass. Pop that in there, and then give this a mix up. Just want to be like a sort of pasty sort of texture, so I think I need a little bit more. Pop some more in there. There we go. It's looking good. Right, so I'm just going to put a small amount of this just into that belly area first, and then, oh look, I've made my mould messy already, and then just squish that down into that bit there. I've made up way too much, but that's okay. I'll find something else to put the rest in. Right, I think that's as much as I want to put in. Is it? No, I think I'll put a little bit more in. Let's go down his tail just a little bit, I think. Pop some down there. Right, that will do. So we're just going to let this cure now, and then we can move on to the next layer. This layer is all cured now, and some of it did seep down into the head there, but that's okay. I've mixed up some more of the Let's Resin resin, and I'm going to add to that some Hemway silver glitter. I'm going to put quite a decent amount of this in. So a good helping of that into there, and then get that mixed in. So I'm okay if this sinks because I want it to, so I'm not going to add any glue or anything to suspend it, because I want it to be showing through, so when you demold you'll see it going round the crystals. So just going to get this mixed in. That's looking lovely. And I think because of the way this is now, I think some of it might end up going down those gills. So I'm going to give the mould a quick spray with some 99% alcohol, and then get my glitter poured in. So I'm just going to pour it in and let it find its own way. I don't want to be putting too much in, because I just want it to go around the outside of that, well, those crystals that are already in there. Well, not crystals, the glass chippings. Right, so I think, oh, I've made up way too much. It's quite hard to measure out like small amounts. Right, okay, I'm just going to give that another little squirt with some alcohol. And do I need to put a bit in the tail? How far has that gone? No, that's okay actually. Right, so I need to find something for all of that, and then I'll see you back when this is cured. This layer's all cured up now, so that's how it's looking in there. And next I'm going to use the Let's Resin chrome powders, and I'm going to use the royal blue. So I'm just going to pop that open. Let me just give that a shake, because I just want to get some in the lid there. So I'm just going to brush on the chrome powder, and I only really want it to go in his little feet here. I don't want it to go down the actual leg itself, just his feet. So that's that one done, and then same for that one. So I'll just pop you on a little fast forward just while I'm doing this. Right, they're all done, and I just need to tidy up just the little edges there. So a little squirt of 99% alcohol, and I'm just going to clean up those edges where I don't want the powder. So in there, there, and then same for this one. Clean that off there. And then the front ones, just got to be really careful not to dislodge the resin that's already in the mould. And then that one there. Right, I think I missed a bit there. There we go. And I think I've taken a bit too much off of that one. So let's just put a bit more in there. And up that edge. There, I think that would do. Right, so that's that bit done. So I'm just going to mix up some more resin, and then we can move on to the next bit. I've mixed up some more of the resin, and I'm just going to separate this now into 3 little pots. So pretty much even amounts, I think. A little bit more in that one, and some more in that one, and a little bit more in that one. And then I'm just going to hold back a small amount of clear, And now I'm going to use Create and Bloom pigments. This one's Dorset Blue. So I'm going to pop some of that one into there. And then I'm going to use the Almost Midnight. So same again, little stir, and then pop some of that into that one. And then in the last one, I'm going to use the puff ball. So same, oh, I've got some, drop some in there, not to worry. Right, this is like a really thick, creamy white, so not going to need much of that. So pop a little bit in there. Right, so I'm just going to get these all mixed up now. So while I'm mixing these, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you ever so much for subscribing, and thank you to everyone that hits that like button and sends me a comment. I really do appreciate everything you do. And thank you ever so much for all the super thanks or coffees that you've been buying me lately. I really do appreciate that. And any money that I do get through anything like that just goes straight back into the channel. So I'm just going to finish off mixing these up, and then I'll be back. Right, they're all thoroughly mixed in now, and I'm going to use some 99% alcohol and just give that a good squirt in there, because this resin is now going to go down into those gills. So I'm going to start off by just putting a small amount of the clear, and then I'm just going to alternate between the three colours. So just dropping that in, just random, no set pattern or anything. I'll add a little bit more of the clear. Some more of that puff ball. Hopefully I've made enough. Not sure if I have, to be honest. No. Right, let's just scrape out all what's in here. So that's all the puff ball gone. Oh, I've got quite a bit of this one left still. Not sure if it's going to be enough, but hopefully. Right, and then the midnight. So let's just get all that last bit in there. And then the last of the clear. Right. I think I am a little bit short there. So I'm just going to give that a quick squirt on the top there. And I'm just going to go and mix up a small more amount. I'm just going to mix up a small amount of the resin and then just top it up. So I'll do that, and you don't need to see me do that really. So I'll do that, and then I'll see you back for demold. This little fella's all cured now, and I've already loosened up around his little legs. And from what I've seen, I think this mould, I think you have to get his tail out first. So let's do that. Pop his tail out. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Right, and now to get his head out. Need to get from under those gills there. Oh. Right, that's not too bad. And then his little head off. Right, so let's have a look. Oh, he's come out lovely. Let's check. Oh, right, no bubbles. No bubbles in his little gills there. Really pleased about that. Oh, he's gorgeous. And that marbling's come out lovely. Really like that. Look at his little face. Right, I think we need to give him some eyes. So I'm going to start off with a white pen and colour in those eyes there. This will probably need a couple of coats. So that's that one there. And then same the other side. And then we can add a bit of black to that once that's dry. These little nostrils. Put a little dot there. And a little dot there. Look at his cheeky little grin. Up into there. And then round there. He's lovely. Right, while that dries, I think I'm going to use a silver chrome marker pen. Let's have a look, see what this looks like, just to make him a bit more geode-like. I think I'm going to follow around some of these lines here. Just add some squiggly little markings and a bit down there, and then down his leg. See if I can get in there. Join that bit up. Do I need to do that a bit thicker? No, I think that's okay. Right, and some this side. So let's do some going down this way. And then down his leg. And let's do down here. And then across that bit there. Do we want any on his face? No, I don't think so. Do a little bit down his leg here. And let's do around this bit here. Okay, I think I might get a thicker pen. I'm going to try the Let's Resin silver marker pen and see if I can bring out this a little bit more. Just get that hair off of there. Right, so down, oh that's better. Just do some lines down there. And let's go over this bit again. Just keep it nice and jaggedy down there. And that bit there. Let's do down this leg and down that leg. What do you think? Is that better? I think so. And same this side. So where did we go? Up through here and then down there and then across this bit here. down his tail. Follow that bit down there. And oh yeah, around this bit here, highlight that bit a bit more. Around there. Okay. Right, so that's how he's looking at the moment. Shall we give him some little silver tips on his toes? Let's highlight his little tootsies a bit. And on that one, just a little something on his toes there. Yes, I think so. And then the same on this side. And then this one here. Right, so let's see if his eyes are ready for... Let's just let that dry and then we'll come back and do his eyes. I've painted his eyes in, so they're all done. So that's how he's looking there. Oh, and I've put a white background down just so you can see him a bit better. I think he was getting a bit lost on my blue mat. So I love that clear bit at the end there. So pretty. So next I'm just going to seal in the eyes, the acrylic pens, just with some of the Let's Resin UV resin. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit in there and then pop that into his eye there. A little bit more. Just work that way around. That should give him a nice glossy eye as well, and seal in that acrylic pan. So I'm just going to quickly cure that with my UV. Just going to give it a quick blast for the time being. That's that side, and then the same again with the other side. Put in there and just work that around, and then cure that. And I think I'll also put just a slight little blob in his nostrils. So a bit in there, a little drip there, a drip there. A bit more. Put that in there. And then cure that. And then I think he needs a little bit down in his mouth as well. So just going to put a line of this down into there. And then that will just protect it all. Not that this fella's going anywhere. I'm going to keep this one for myself, I think. I love him. So while I'm just doing this, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Let's Resin for sending me out your gorgeous axolotl mould. So many possibilities with this mould. And also thank you for sending me out your lovely resin. So just going to give that a quick cure. And then I'll pop this under my main lamp. Right, let's just pop him under the lamp for a few minutes and get that sealed in. So that's my little axolotl all finished. What do you think of him? I adore him. I really do. I think he's lovely. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today. And stay tuned for the pictures at the end. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.